When the news broke that Samantha wouldn't return for the Sex and the City reboot, fans were devastated. The show's producer said, Samantha won't be killed off, but she'll just sort of fade away, adding, just as in real life, people come into your life and people leave. So what's the best way to deal with a failed friendship? Is it better to let them fade away, Paris, or just to kind of rip that plaster off?
I think it depends. I mean, I think everybody's got different kind of friends. And I mean by, you've got your close friends that you speak to every day and you're on the phone and you sort of have teas and coffees with. Then you've got your friends who you don't see for months on end. You barely speak to maybe once a month, once a week, but you know they're a close friend. But if I had a close friend who I saw on a regular occasion and they started to ghost me or start to like be a bit more distant, I'd have to like rip that plaster off and go straight to them and be like, what's wrong? What's happened? Has something gone wrong with us? Like, have I said something? Have you got a problem? And I think I'd rather know. And if it was a friend, vice versa, if I thought, like, you've done something wrong to me, I'm just going to tell you, like, you know, you hurt my feelings. I want to make this right because we're close friends and we want to make this work.
Janet, are you a ripper or a ghoster?
I just kind of fade them out. They just enter that kind of fog, that Bermuda Triangle where we're not communicating anymore. Because Paris is right in so many ways. I mean, if you've got close friends and they're upset, yeah, you want to resolve it and you want them to stay your close friends. But we can't have hundreds and hundreds of friends. It's just draining. It's not possible. And I think most people, I think it's been proved, have got like a handful of close friends and then you've got a next circle out. Well, it's the circle after that, the people you might have met at a party or you were at school or college with and you thought you had so much in common, and you did at some stage in your life, but you've moved on and they've moved on and you haven't got a lot to talk about.
But what if they leave a message for you? Do you just not ever reply? Eggy pause, eggy
She
pause.
does.
No,
it's not an eggy pause.
Terrible.
It's what we call.
Terrible.
It's what friends have been moved to being a low priority callback.
But if that's the case, like, don't you think you just owe them? You've known them all these years. Do you not owe them just that little bit of like a callback, or just even say like, hey, no, you know what? We're not friends anymore. I'm busy. I'm too busy.
No, well, that's a lie.
More
for a
brutal.
start.
You think it's more brutal to be ignored?
Well, the people that I was at school with, I did, and a boyfriend I had around the time I left school, I did meet both those people again once for a television documentary, and I literally had nothing in common with them. And then with my personality being a bit short on empathy and kindness, I thought it was a fine line in this meeting between saying, if I had come out with what I was thinking inside, it would have been disastrous. Because I was thinking with the bloke, oh, get over it, you misery. And with the woman, well, you know, we haven't got anything in common. So it was quite challenging.
If you wanted to be your friend, though, then... If you wanted to be your friend, then did you not just say, look, we haven't got that friendship no more?
Well, you can want a way, love. It's not going to happen.
Very brutal, Janet, very brutal.
No, because I adore my friends and I'm still friends with people that I was at college with when I was 18 years old, and they mean the world to me. And I've said many times on this show, they're closer than my family, and I would do anything for them.
I think it does depend on how close a friend you are. We did a poll on this. Is it cruel to ghost a friend? And 77% said yes, it is. Where do you stand, Brenda?
I think it's cruel to ghost a friend. I have, unfortunately, I've had a situation. Initially, it's hard for me to make friends in the first place. I think I've said this before. But if I am friends with you and then you stop talking to me, I get really worried and I get really upset. And I had this instance with a really good friend. And, you know, unfortunately, I said something that I didn't realise I said, and it offended her, and she stopped speaking to me, and I was really upset for a very, very long time. And I thought, let me give her some space, calm down, and, you know, and maybe...
Did you ever ask her?
Well, she actually got back in touch with me, and I was on the phone crying, and we spoke it all out. So I've kind of realised from that you need to have that communication, I think, like Paris is saying, and just have that, you know, I'm not usually a confrontational person with my
not
friends.
either.
So I just like, OK, let me give you some space. But I've realised, pull off the Band-Aid, have the conversation, because it was just a misunderstanding.
are you all right now?
Yeah, it was just a misunderstanding, and it was like, oh, my gosh, you thought I said something, but I didn't actually say that. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry, you know. And
Well, I'm still speaking to you. I've filled that slot. So before you're moaning on, I do. If you contact me, I contact you back.
Yes,
so
you
don't
do.
get worried. You'll suddenly be floated out
But
into
you're
oblivion.
blanking me. I won't get worried if you start
happen,
blanking.
Brenda.
OK, I love you.
Oh, that's exhausting, isn't it? Honestly.
It is interesting when you've got a big friendship group. I think there's drains and there's radiators, and then eventually one day you think, I've had enough of drains, and you just float them off.
Exactly. And this woman's never going to be on the WhatsApp women's group.
No.